This video is going to talk about how to write your author biography for your website. To write your author biography, we first need to talk about your audience. If you are a university professor and you want to book speaking engagements and you're writing about scientific topics, you're going to be all business. If you're writing fiction, which is what this video is about, we are going to try to connect with our audience on a more personal level. So the first thing we're going to do is pull a few books off of the bookshelf and read some author biographies. The first one that we're going to look at is Robert Galbraith. Robert Galbraith is a pseudonym for J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series. The casual vacancy in the first Cormoran Strike novel, The Cuckoo's Calling. J.K. Rowling is a household name. She doesn't need a long author biography. The next one is by a set of action-adventure authors. If you like that genre, I would highly recommend them. Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child are co-authors of the best-selling novels Relic, Mount Dragon, Riptide, etc. The list goes on. Douglas Preston, a regular contributor to The New Yorker, worked for the Museum of Natural History. This bit of information is important because that is the backdrop for many of their novels. He is an expert horseman who has ridden thousands of miles across the West. This is my favorite part of this author biography. Why? A lot of equestrians out there. If you were one and you ran into him at a cocktail party, you would have an instant connection. This next one is a little more dry. Lincoln Child is a former book editor and systems analyst who has published numerous anthologies of ghost stories and supernatural tales. The authors are working on their next Pendergast novel. They encourage readers to visit their website. So Lincoln Child, kind of businesslike, we don't really get a sense of who he is as a person. Our next one is a book for writers, Eloquence. Mark Forsythe was given a copy of the Oxford English Dictionary as a christening present and has never looked back. I like this one. It's also short and sweet. It gives us a connection immediately. Who hasn't looked at a dictionary? He got it as a christening present, so we have a little bit of history, a little bit of other information about him. He's the creator of The Inky Fool, a blog about words, phrases, grammar, rhetoric, prose. After reading that, I went and checked out his blog. He has contributed to the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Huffington Post. So, excellent publishing credits. He lives in the UK. Our final author biography is an author from the writing circles where I live. What I like most about her author biography is her photo. She looks just like that. She smiles. She's very funny. But her author biography is pretty businesslike. She is an author that does a lot of speaking and educating, and she has a business that she helps authors market and promote themselves. Poet, author, podcaster, champion of newbie writers everywhere. Kathryn Branigan is a co-producer of Newbie Writers podcast and focuses on newer writers and their concerns. She is a successful writing coach and author of dozens of books, including the Real Estate Diva Mystery Series, the Future Girl series, and the poetry chapbook Ammonia Sunrise. She holds 2 degrees in English and is an adjunct professor for 2 universities. A California native, she divides her time between the wine country and the gold country. So as fiction writers, we want to write something that's going to connect with our readers. If you go to my blog post, I will have personality tests where you can take them and it will feed you something that can make an instant connection with your readers. My website is dedicated towards providing business, marketing, and technology tips for independent authors.